You know what they say about beating a dead horse? Well, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the main reason why I'm beating this dead horse, that is Command and Conquer, is because recently EA decided to make the entire as in the classic games in the Command and Conquer series, that's 4 Command and Conquer titles including Renegade and Generals, open source. This gesture is pretty much EA saying, here you go, now you have a go at it. There is no doubt in my mind that actually releasing the source code of these classic games are a good thing. I'm not contesting that at all, but what does it mean for a new Command and Conquer game? What does it mean for the series? EA isn't interested in making a real-time strategy game, and this is somewhat echoed with how things are at Blizzard as well, and the AAA industry as a whole. EA is more interested in making big bucks rather than playing to nostalgia. The best they could have done was to publish and bankroll the remaster, which, well, as we now know, they did pretty well. I've seen figures of like at least the remaster hitting like 500,000 to a million units sold like after a month of release. This is based on Steam Spy data. I would say respectable numbers, but for EA and the likes of AAA game companies, that's just not good enough. I've read of how Blizzard responded to suggestions of a StarCraft 3, which was why Stormgate exists. 500,000 or even a million is just not enough. Even 2 million isn't enough. A Dragon Age Railguard selling 1.5 million copies didn't stop BioWare from getting the axe. The quantum of working in AAA development means a ridiculous ballooning cost, and games need to sell so much more to make up for the high costs. Costs that keep going up, all for the obsession of seeing a line go up. Don't ask me why EA doesn't think about having a smaller team to make a Command & Conquer RTS game. Don't ask me why, despite the small success, or rather pretty large success depending on how you look at it, the remaster was, they won't outsource development to a small team at say Petroglyph, some of who actually worked on the original classic games. Don't ask me why, despite the mods and the community projects to keep these games alive, EA doesn't see an opportunity to release a CNC game with an indie spirit. And you, ladies and gentlemen, I know you are very interested in a new Command & Conquer game. I know this, as any video made about this topic has always got plenty of views and comments, because it is obvious a lot of people care dearly about this classic RTS franchise. Rather than seeing it be dead or dormant, we'd rather EA hand it over to a team that would do good work. Not a mobile game though. For Command & Conquer rivals to the disastrous Command & Conquer Legions, which I believe has a very restricted player base, I don't think the game is available worldwide just quite yet. It's been hit with bad reviews and overall very negative reception as being a quick cash grab that just slapped the Command & Conquer theme over an existing Chinese-based mobile game. Or am I actually thinking about another game? Age of Empires Online maybe? No, perhaps that's for another video at another time. I guess I should be at least a little bit happy at the possibility of getting some awesome mods for these games. Perhaps we shall see even a sequel of sorts made from Command & Conquer Generals maybe? I mean, Empire Total War has an Empire 2 mod, which is excellent by the way. But based on the FAQ EA put up over here, theoretically you could do a string of custom missions to perhaps further the story. Fan-made fiction within the universe of Command & Conquer, but what is allowed on Steam Workshop for these games is still in the control of EA. So I guess you can't actually go ahead and make an entirely new game with the source code of these games. There are limitations set by EA to what is allowed. But who knows, there's a lot you could do with scripted missions in terms of storytelling. Unless EA is touchy about the community trying to make a Command and Conquer story of their own, it's hard to say really, but I think as long as it's within the scope set by EA as documented in the FAQ, I think it would be okay. I just wanted to say goodbye to the hopes of ever getting a new Command and Conquer game under EA, unless EA sells the IP off to another company. But anyway, I want to thank you for watching and liking this video and subscribing to my channel as well. I think I will follow the modding scene for Command & Conquer. It's bound to get pretty interesting, I think, and I hope to see some really cool stuff coming out from this gesture by EA. And perhaps I shall feature some of these new exciting mods released for these open source games. I think you might appreciate that. Maybe tell me in the comments if you want to see me cover some Command & Conquer mods. I did a video about Command & Conquer Legions when that travesty was first announced. A lot of people felt the same way as I did. Go check out that video over here. Thanks for watching and farewell, noble friends.